Hi everyone, and welcome to this special Oscars edition episode of Tech Entertainment. I'm Addie, and I'm joined by Jackson.
Hi.
So that we can discuss what's going on with the Oscars. So the Oscars are on March 15th this year, and they're going to be airing Sunday night, and we wanted to discuss some of the major categories. So before we get into the the specific nominations, Sinners has 16 nominations.
As it should.
Yes.
As it should.
It has the most nominations for a film in Academy history. The record was previously 14, and it was held by La La Land and Titanic. But yeah, I think if any movie was going to do it, it was going to be Sinners.
I'm curious how many they'll actually win, because it keeps getting snubbed, but here's to hoping.
Yeah, we will get to that. I do think Sinners has been snubbed time and time again.
Oh, yeah.
But so starting off with supporting actresses. So everyone nominated for supporting actress is Elle Fanning for Sentimental Value, Inga Eebsdottir Ilyas for Sentimental Value as well, Amy Madigan for Weapons, Wunmi Mosaku for Sinners, and Tiana Taylor for One Battle After Another. Based on the graphic behind us, you can see that at the Golden Globes, Tiana Taylor won. At Critics' Choice and Actor Awards, Amy Madigan won. And then at the BAFTA Awards, Wunmi Mosaku won for Sinners. So, who's your take here?
Wunmi Mosaku. I just loved her character. And just every time she was on screen, just a strong energy. She wound me over.
That was a horrible pun.
I know. Who do you think?
I would also say her. She did amazing in her role in Sinners. I think Amy Madigan has been getting quite a lot of recognition for Weapons, which you don't normally see a horror movie do well in the Academy. But with this one, I think it was actually it was a well done movie. But I don't get how she's getting supporting actress, because there wasn't one primary lead, and she also didn't have a role with either of the leads. Sorry, not a role, but a scene.
I didn't see Weapons, so I can't really say.
Yeah, I mean, Tiana Taylor also makes a good argument for Best Supporting Actress.
She was great.
But I think, Mosaku, her role was just amazing.
It was just cool.
Moving on to Best Supporting Actor, though, this lineup is crazy. So it's Jacob Elordi for Frankenstein, Sean Penn for One Battle After Another, Stellan Skarsgård for Sentimental Value, Benicio del Toro for One Battle After Another, and Delroy Lindo for Sinners. Now, Delroy Lindo is kind of the wild card, because when Oscar nominations came out, everyone was shocked to see him here. He did not get any other nominations throughout award season.
Why?
I don't know. He did so good. He was like a comedic relief in Sinners.
Yeah.
He had me laughing when I knew that I was about to start crying. And everyone's been kind of speculating that he is a front runner because he hasn't been nominated previously, and the Academy saw something that maybe other award shows didn't.
Me personally, Jacob Elordi as the creature, no questions asked. I think the only other ones that it are for me is Sean Penn, because he plays the most annoying, not annoying, most vile, punchable person ever. And then there's Del Toro, who I also just like because I like sensei characters. But Jacob Elordi as the creature just blew it out of the park. It was just incredible.
I agree. I think Jacob Elordi as the creature could have made an argument for lead actor. But I get why Frankenstein chose to campaign behind him as a supporting actor, because we'll get to the lead actor nominations later, but that's an absolutely stacked category as well.
Oh, yeah.
I also, like, Sean Penn is doing amazing. His character was one of the worst in fiction I have ever seen. And he played that role well.
Very well. Almost too well.
Yeah. Well, Sean Penn has a history. But the character in this movie, just, he was like a cockroach. When you thought he was dead, he was actually still there. And I mean, I get why he's winning awards. I think Jacob Elordi should get it. I think he did so well in Frankenstein, and I think the critics saw something in it, and that's why he won Critics' Choice.
For this, I really think it's the most irritating person that could ever enter a gas station versus the most confused, like, thing that has just, like, landed on Earth. Like, and Jacob Elordi's performance sticks with me a lot more. I just think it's way better. No question.
Okay. And that was it for supporting actors and actresses. After the break, we'll talk about lead actors and actresses. Stay with us.
Who can you turn to for news you can trust? Your local TV and radio broadcasters. You trust us to keep you safe during times of crisis and to deliver the weather, sports, and entertainment you rely on every day. We bring you the facts you need to make decisions that matter. And as misinformation floods social media, you can trust your local stations to deliver the truth. Text TV to 52886 and tell Congress you rely on your local stations for trusted news.
Welcome back. So now we're going to talk about the nominations for Best Actress. So for this, we have Jessie Buckley with Hamnet, Rose Byrne with If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, Renate Resve from Sentimental Value, Emma Stone with Begonia, and Kate Hudson with Song Sung Blue. There's a clear there's a clear front runner here.
Yeah.
It has to go to Jessie Buckley.
Oh, yeah.
Her role was just, it was so emotional and it was so moving. Even if you didn't like Hamnet, it was like...
Which we'll get to.
She did phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, there's no other way to say it.
I fully agree. If Emma Stone, if that role that she had was not tied to a film that, like, just fumbled the bag so bad, then I would have given it to her. Jessie Buckley, no question. Come on. It's selling the most depressed woman you've ever seen.
Yeah. So, at the Golden Globes, the Best Actress category is kind of split into two. Rose Byrne also did really, really well in If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. But for me, the reason that she isn't like a front runner with the rest of the award season was because she carried her movie. I think with this film, she was the focal point, and then there wasn't a strong enough cast surrounding her to really highlight how well she did in this role. I do have a gripe though that Kate Hudson is nominated. I didn't really like the movie Song Sung Blue. It's about like these two people who get married and form a Neil Diamond tribute band.
There's so many cooler bands you can do tributes of.
Well, it's based on a real story, apparently.
It would have been better if it was like a Alice in Chains tribute band.
I love Alice in Chains, but I mean, randomly along this movie, they like opened for some big 90s band. The whole timeline was very confusing. It was weird, and I don't get why she was nominated. But that's my gripe. Moving on to Best Actor. So
look at this list, man.
This is an absolutely stacked category. You don't know where it's going to go in the Oscars. Okay, let's talk about these nominations. It's Timothée Chalamet for Marty Supreme, Leonardo DiCaprio for One Battle After Another, Ethan Hawke with Blue Moon, Michael B. Jordan for Sinners, and Wagner Moura for The Secret Agent. The one that I don't
think there's 2 nominees here.
Yes, it's torn between 2. I think the other 3 did great, but it really comes down to either Timothy or Michael for me.
Yes.
I think Leonardo DiCaprio did really well,
I agree.
but I don't think his role challenged him in the way that the other 2 did.
I think there's just a lot more you can say about Timothy Chalamet and Michael B. Jordan. It's literally the most irritating kid on the playground versus a guy that played 2 different people at the same time, and it's just, one is entertaining because he's just annoying all the time and is somehow getting his way out of these situations, and the other one is just like, how did you do this? Literally, how did you do this? So I think it's Michael B. Jordan, honestly.
I also think it's Michael B. Jordan because, guys, he trained his face to have dimples for one twin and not have dimples for the other twin while they were making the exact same facial expression. That is dedication,
How
and
did
that
they
is
do
serious
that?
skill. I think it's about time that Michael B. Jordan kind of gets some, like, praise almost, because he's been doing good movies continuously, but I feel like this one really just, like, broke through with the Academy. I have no words. He's so good in this role.
Yes.
I think Timothy Chalamet, he is so lucky that interview recently, it came out the day after.
I thought that was from like 2019.
No.
That's recent?
He said it before in 2019, but
Oh, okay.
the recent interview that's like kind of circulating the internet, which if you don't know, Timothy Chalamet did kind of like a sit-down interview, and he said he doesn't want to, like, he said something along the lines of he doesn't want to be in ballet, he doesn't want to be in opera, which, whether or not you agree with it, I think as an artist, you shouldn't necessarily say something about other people's art. And I think if he had said it while Academy voting was still going on, it might be a little bit more of a different story. But that's not demeaning his role here. I think he still did really well as Marty Supreme, even though it wasn't my favorite movie.
I think he just had a take that people didn't like, and that shouldn't reflect on a extremely entertaining role. I do agree that you shouldn't down other people's art, but I mean, honestly, I'd rather watch the really cool movie Marty Supreme over ballet. But maybe that's just me. Maybe I just haven't seen enough ballet.
But ultimately, I do think the award is going to Michael B. Jordan.
It is going to Michael B. Jordan.
And that's it for the lead actors and actress nominations. When we come back, we will discuss Best Director and Best Picture. Stick with us.
Feeling stupid, dumb, dumb? Well, you probably are. And that's not okay.
Introducing Study Aid. The 12-in-1 sleeping, waking, soreness curing, making, breaking, shaking, quaking, crazy, kooky, silly Billy, second best sleep with a cold, medicine. Side effects include
Developing a personality that consists entirely of owning an air fryer, hearing lo-fi beats to study to in your sleep, pregnancy, growth of the forehead and or brain, and of course, death. Contact your doctor today about Study Aid.
As you get older, it's important to eat healthy, but groceries aren't getting any cheaper. Over 5 million older adults like you are eligible for benefits that help them pay for food. Visit benefitscheckup.org. You've earned this.
Welcome back. So, like I said, now we're going to discuss Best Directors. Okay. So, who all is
What are
nominated?
we doing here? What is this?
Let me tell you who's nominated first, okay? So, obviously, Paul Thomas Anderson. He's absolutely swept award season this year.
You don't say.
Yeah. I know, right? Surprise. Ryan Coogler for Sinners. Chloe Zhao for Hamnet. Josh Safdie for Marty Supreme, and Joachim Trier for Sentimental Value. Now, before we get into our opinions on Paul Thomas Anderson, he has this like weird statistic among the Academy. So he has the most Best Director nominations without a single win. He has 9 nominations for Best Director, and he has not won one before.
Well, it's not looking like a good year for him again this year because he's not Ryan Coogler or Josh Safdie.
I think Paul Thomas Anderson is a very good director.
I do.
And I think he is the reason that this movie did so well. It was an absolutely stacked cast, and you can see that with how many people were nominated. But I feel like in order to have that many people shine as well as they did, you have to have an amazing director for that. Mm-hmm. So I see why everyone is saying that Paul Thomas Anderson is the front runner here.
Yes.
Obviously, he swept. There's a history before that's like if you sweep the like prior award season or even just win the BAFTA, then you have like a higher percentage of winning the Oscar. But like you said, I love Ryan Coogler as a director. I think he did so well with Sinners. Mm-hmm. And like he also helped write the movie.
Right.
Him and his wife wrote it, and she was also a producer for the movie.
So that's what I'm saying, like, when it comes to Ryan Coogler, right, you already have, I feel, a very unique challenge with Michael B. Jordan playing 2 characters at the same time, and I feel like recording that and editing that and everything with that, the challenges that are unique with that, on top of the fact that every other part of that movie is as good as it is, characters being developed excellently. We'll get more into it, but I think it just goes to show how unique of a challenge this movie was, and that's why it's so good, and only a director as good as the one that made it was able to do it.
I agree. I also do kind of want to give a shout out to Chloe Zhao. She did a very good job capturing the story of Hamnet, because we'll get more into why it is nominated for so many awards and stuff later. But I feel like in order to have a movie that moving, the director just had to be so in tune with the project. Mm-hmm. And I think she's not really getting a lot of attention. Well, at least not as much as some of the other nominees. But she did so well. I don't think she's necessarily going to win, but I do think in the future we will be seeing her name again and maybe even watching her give a acceptance speech.
Maybe so. Josh Safdie, I think he did a great job for Marty Supreme. I think there will be more comments about that movie in the next section.
Yeah, I think we'll definitely get to discussing some of these pictures a bit more. But Joachim Trier, similar to Chloe Zhao, I think she did so good, and we're going to see her name again. Same thing with him. But Ryan Coogler has my vote there. I think he's gonna.
Me as well.
I think he should win.
And if he wins that, it will make up for the possible upset that will be Best Picture.
Speaking of Best Picture, here are the nominees for that movie, for that category: Begonia, F1, Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, Sinners, and Train Dreams.
A whopping 10.
10. That's not normal.
I think there's really 4 here.
There's 4 standouts for sure.
5.
I think 2025 was just an amazing year for movies.
Oh, yeah.
But, okay, Begonia.
Let me get my feelings of Begonia out the way. This movie had it in its hands. It was at the touchdown, right there, and then it was like, last 10 minutes of the movie, completely threw it. One of the coolest suspenseful thriller movies about, like, a conspiracy theorist and, like, I guess his cousin. He's dragging him down with it, and that's really sad to see, of just, like, people who are insane, hurting other people, kidnapping a businesswoman under the belief that she is an alien, and it's perfect until the last 10 minutes of the movie. And it completely throws everything out of the window, all of the nuance and everything for this ending.
F1, I think it's kind of weird why it's nominated. It was a good picture. It was done well, but overall, it's not a front runner. If it wins, I will be sorely disappointed.
Yeah.
Frankenstein. Amazing movie.
So good.
We both love this so
good.
much. It was my first 5-star watch of my like Oscars prep and stuff. I don't think it's going to win,
No.
but it definitely deserves so much hype.
It has my heart. It's such a cool movie. It's so cool to look at. It's heartbreaking. It's got everything. I think it's fantastic, for sure.
Moving on to Hamnet, like I said, it's such an emotional story that was done so well. This movie made me cry.
It almost had me.
It was
but it
so
couldn't get
good.
me.
It did make me cry. It was just like one tear that I shed, but I mean, it was a very moving story. Normally you wouldn't, this is a story that everyone kind of knows, but this is every event that led up to Shakespeare writing Hamlet.
I think it is a very good movie, but I do not like it. It's not for me.
And that's fair.
Yeah.
A movie that wasn't for me was Marty Supreme.
All right, buddy.
It was a well done movie. And I think I was very hyped for this movie. I thought the marketing campaign was amazing. I thought that it was going to be one of the best movies, and it was, but it wasn't my taste, I guess. I could see why it's a great picture, but I was so busy worrying about the dog, and Marty Mauser was an insufferable character.
And that's why it's so entertaining. Addie knows very well. I was hyping up this movie so much since before we even decided to do this show. I love Marty Supreme. It was the first one I saw before any of them. It was the only one I saw in theaters. Is Marty Mauser extremely annoying? Yes. That's why he's so entertaining. I think con men characters are entertaining. I think this movie was so close to winning, but there is one other movie that recently changed my mind.
So we've talked about one battle after another quite a bit this show. I don't feel like we need to really explain our thoughts here. I think it's a good movie.
It's a cool movie.
But it's that. I think it's a front runner, but there's better in my opinion. Secret Agent and Sentimental Value, they were both international films.
Yeah.
And as good as they are, they kind of lost people. You know, I expected so much more from both of these movies, and they just didn't click as well.
Secret Agent disappointed me.
Skipping over the one that we both really want to talk about right now, to talk about Train Dreams real quick.
Please watch Train Dreams.
Even if you aren't really like understanding like cinematography, or like you're just now getting into movies, you can tell that this movie was so well done. It's so like artistic, and it's a very like emotional story.
Dude, it had me crying like a baby. That might be the hardest I've cried at a film. Beautiful.
Okay. As much as we love Train Dreams, there's one that it's an amazing movie, and that is Sinners.
If there is any movie you watch, please let it be Sinners. Please.
I think we've talked about it so much that we've hyped it up. I hope you guys actually do go out and watch it. It is amazing. I would love if it wins Best Picture. I don't know if it necessarily will, but I think it's the most deserving.
Yeah. I think Sinners is the best movie here. It's a love letter to film and music as a whole. Fantastic, super cool, everything's cool. I think it's either going to be Marty Supreme or One Battle After Another, and I don't think One Battle deserves it. That's like fourth place for me.
Well, I guess we'll see you on Sunday night, but that's all we have for you guys today, and we will make sure to update you guys on who wins. Bye.
Bye.